We'll start the session. So have you all started the server and checked whether it's working or not?
Yeah, I've created the folder and I checked the structure as you shown yesterday. Created the same way. After that, I didn't check anything.
Yeah, me too. Rohit.
Yeah, but you need to also check, like in G Drive we created a thing, right? Series space. What was the application name? Doctor application. I need to check whether manage.py is there or not, because we can run this manage.py itself. Py space manage.py run server. It's getting executed, right?
Mhm.
And you can just directly open the Google Chrome and enter this thing. So this indicates that it's working fine actually. Okay. Now we can go to this doctor application. If you want, you can write this URLs and create a views.py here itself. We have three things, right? Models is there, views is there. So what is models doing?
It's the classes.
What classes? What it relates to? We write the classes, but what classes we write, what it relates to. Database related classes we write.
Yeah,
Means,
data layer.
User data. Okay.
yes, data layer in the sense, the columns, table name, those related things, we write it here inside the models.py. Okay. And what is views.py?
It's more of designs. I mean, the screen layout functions with screen layout.
No, no, no. That is template, right? Template in the sense HTML, CSS. We need to write a template in order to have it.
Yeah, the
It's
programming
like connection.
functions.
User connection. Or
The data taken from
It's
the
a business layer, you can say.
yeah, business layer which interacts with the particular models and the templates, right? So it's a request taking and response generation. So till now it's clear, right? Everything.
Yes.
And how we create a project? What is the command we write? Yesterday you have written and executed it, right?
Yeah.
It's a Python space -m. No.
Django -admin start project name.
Yes.
Yes.
Remember that. Okay, we will be creating a particular project in that way itself. Now, in the project, I want to create a module, the application you can say. Like I need a user, I need a doctor, I need a patient. I already have this our doctor application, but in this I want a doctor, I want a user or a patient. It's up to us. Whatever you want to create, you can create it. So how to create an application? So to come out of this server execution, you just say Control C. Control C means it will break it. And this, what I can do, Django hyphen admin start app, start application. If you want patient, you can have patient. If you want user, you can have user. Whatever you want, you can write it. So I'm creating a user here. So what happens here? I got a folder name with the name user. And in this folder, you can see we got few files. What are those files? You can say
Models, apps,
init
views.
-dot py.
Yeah.
Models we test views.
So what is -init.py indicates?
Constructor.
No, it is a constructor when we write inside the program. But I said yesterday this file indicates something. What is it?
It's a Python compiler or something. Sir. This one only will say it's a Python program.
Package.
Yeah,
Package.
package. Yeah.
This file indicates, this Python script indicates it what? It's a Python package, this folder. Okay, then only that manage.py or anything server can execute it. Without this, it cannot execute. Okay. Next, what is admin.py? So, whatever the models we write, and we need to have these models to the admin part. Like we have Django's admin also. So what is Django admin? We'll see. And if you want to interact with the Django admin, we use this admin.py. Like for any project, there will be an admin, right? Who will monitor. Once we see, then you will understand. Like whatever the models we write here inside this, we need to write them here. Headings. Like I'm writing a student table. So you have written a student table, you have to give an information here so that the Django admin can access that particular models. That's the first thing you can say. Okay. So what is apps? See, most of the things will be empty. It just created an empty file with the just django.contrib import admin. That's it. If you have apps.py, application specific any particular features you want to write, you just write it here, app configuration, user configuration, that name is user, the application. And here the most important thing what we require is models and views. Two things are required. One is models, one is views. So what is models? If you want to have any database, DB means database, related tables created, that you can do it directly using this DB import models. We'll see one by one. Okay.
Okay.
And what is test.py? If you want to test our particular function or application, we write this test. Okay. Specific test functions to our code. Next, the most important thing will be views. So in this, you are concerned with two things, views and models. In the views, what we do, this file, we write the function that handles the request and returns the response. Okay.
Okay.
That's the reason we write this particular thing. So without views, you cannot have the request and response. And now I'll write a small HTTP response based on that, how to access it, that you will see. And we have this migrations also, right? What is migrations? Have this directory stores database specific information related to the models. So whatever the migration, whenever we write the models, we need to migrate. The migration thing will be stored inside this -8 .py or in the migrations folder. So let's go to the views.py. In this we have Django shortcuts import render. So what this render will do? If you want to go from views to the particular template or a response or a web page, then what we need to write? We need to write this render. Using this render, we can send the request. So once we write, it will clear all the things. First, instead of render, I'll use HTTP response. Like I want to just send a response. So from django.http import HTTP response. So there is a Django module. In that submodule is what HTTP. In that HTTP response I want. So I have retrieved it. Now I'll write a function. We know how to write a function, right? So how to write a function? Def and function name. That's it.
Yeah, def. Yeah. You can give parameter self.
But here self is not required.
Okay.
Because class requires a self, not the function. If you have remembered, when we use this class, then only we use this self in that function.
Yeah.
Normal functions doesn't require that self.
Okay. Yeah, def function name colon.
So here in this function, I'll pass a particular thing, like I want to display something. So the display, I'll take the request when a request is coming. So you have to take the request as a parameter instead of self. Any function, you just take the request as a parameter. And this, what I want to write, I'm taking a variable. I'm saying this h1. What is that? Hello, students. Welcome to the Django class. So I've just written a message, right?
Yes.
And I want to return this thing. So what I'll just say, return.
Yes.
HTTP response. That's a function we have imported, right? Yes. That's it. Okay. Now, two things happened. One is I created a user and I have written a view. So how come the server knows that I have created a user? It should also know, right? Because it has to come to this user folder, means the Python server should know that I have created a user. And when I go to the browser, how come the display function will be called? Like I have a particular views. In that views, I have a function. There might be a lot of functions. Hundreds of functions will be there. So in this 100 of functions, which function I have to execute? How to execute that? For that, we have the urls.py file. And to specify the user thing, we have settings.py file. These two things will be there. Okay. So first we'll check the settings.py file. Open the application, go to Docker application, the main source, it will have settings.py. Open the settings.py, go down. What's it saying? Install apps. And I have two applications you can say. One is doctor application and the other is user. So in the single quotes, I need to write doctor application. In the single quotes, I need to write the user application. That's the installed application related information.
We don't need to write the Django.contrib or something.
No. That is not required. That is for the predefined things, sessions, messages. Those are all created by the Django. We are not creating it, right? What we created is just the application, so I'll just keep the application name. That's it. Only the names will be sufficient. Now, if I say patient, if I create it, I need to write the patient here. If I create another admin, you need to write admin here. So it's up to us how many modules you create or how many applications you create. All application information should be there inside the installed apps. Is this thing clear?
Okay.
Yeah. Clear.
Right. So next thing, whatever we write in the view will be specified as one function. Like here, I'm having a function, right?
Yeah,
Each
display.
function will represent the view actually. Like if I want to go to registration, I'll write def registration. Login, def login. So all those things represent a particular function. Okay? And here display is the name of the function which is one view. So I created a one view with the name display. And each view should take at least one argument known as request. Mandatory. Without having the request, we cannot move forward. We cannot write the function. And each view should return some response. The response might be HTTP response or the render response. We'll see that render also. Before that, now I need to execute this response display. So we need to go to the urls.py. Open the doctor application. We have urls.py. Right click, say edit with Notepad++. And I have only one path, admin side URLs. If you want, you can remove that because this is not required. We are not executing this, right? And here in this path, I have to write another thing. Like I have a views from the user part, right? So what I have to do? From user, import views. Usually we used to write this thing for the predefined user-defined modules, right?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
just seeing this thing. So user views. So views thing will come. Now, what is it? Write a path. In this path, I want to specify display. Slash is required at the end. Display slash. Then in this display, what is this display indicates? Views.display function. So in the browser, you need to type this URL. If you want to display, you can write the display. Or if you want a message, you can write a message. It's up to us. Whatever we write in this URL, it will represent the particular browser thing. In the browser, we need to type it actually. So If I write display, I need to write the display. Here the name can be different and here the name can be different. It need not to be same. Anything we can write. Okay. So what I've done in the user, we have a views. From the views, try to get the display. The display is trying to return a particular thing. So save this thing. Open the command prompt. I want to execute this thing. Python space manage.py space run server. It's giving an error. If you see valid patterns in the file, then the issue probably caused by the circular import. Some mistakes are there. Let's see what are the mistakes. In the views.py, I have written a display. The display I am trying to return.
Semicolon after request after
After diff.
function name. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, colon. Yeah.
Colon. Yeah.
Right. If I run this thing, I'm not getting anything right.
Yeah. Page not found.
So slash display. We got hello students, welcome to Django classes.
This is what we have in the views.
Right. So whatever you have written in that views, it got executed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you want, you can write this thing also, like body pg color equals to b, and in the single quotes, can I write a single quotes or not?
No.
Yes or no? In the strings we have seen that.
No, yes,
No.
yes, you can write. Yes.
Single quote inside. No. Double quote we can write single quote.
Christy, can you write or not?
Yeah, you can write.
We can write.
It's giving error. We cannot write single quotes inside single quotes. It's the opposite thing. In the single quotes, if you want, you can write the double quotes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's working fine now, right?
Okay.
So we got the color.
Mm-hmm.
So in the strings also, single quotes, within single quotes it's not possible. In the double quotes, you cannot write double quotes. Double quotes, single quotes we can write. Those things will be there. So if I specify here double quotes,
Then we have to give single quote.
right, we have to give single quotes here. So whenever you change something, it changed, reload. It's doing automatically. We're not doing anything, right? If I erase it, specify as directly. So it's the same output, right? If you want to have some breaks, you can have some breaks also. Observe the thing. It changed, reloading, it's reloading and the application got executed directly. Correct? So this is a function with a HTTP response, and we are sending some message if you want. That is one thing, right? Now I want to create a file, HTML file, and that HTML file should get executed. So how to create a HTML file? We need to write a templates folder. Got it right? Templates is nothing but which
I couldn't see your screen now.
Your skin share constant.
Shinsuke drawn. Everyone can't see?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, just give me a second. Now?
No.
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 Now check it.
Yeah,
we
we can see.
Yeah. So in G Drive, we need to have a Docker application where I want to create the templates. Okay. So templates in the sense I need to create a folder here. Right click, new folder. In the user folder, I'm creating a folder known as templates. So I created some new folder. Then the server should know that I created a templates folder in this particular directory, right?
Yeah. Adding
Mhm.
the settings.
Correct. So whatever the new changes you make, you need to add those things in the settings.py. If I create a file in the templates, where the templates folder is created, applications if I created, where the applications is created. So this is the templates, and the directory is empty, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need to fill this directory. So that's a base directory. So what I'll do, I'll directly write base directory, and in the base directly, I have a particular thing known as
Templates.
user templates.
Yeah. Okay.
Templates. But this should be specified with a path. So what I have to do, I have an OS module which specifies this path, like os.path I can write. In that path, I want to join this particular thing, the base directory and the user templates. So in this way, we can write this particular thing. First, OS module has a path. That path we are joining, and that base directory will have a user. In that user folder, we have a templates. In this way, we need to write that particular path. Is this thing clear?
Yeah. Clear.
Next, after this, in the views.py, before views.py, I need to have a HTML file. So how to create HTML file? Open the user templates. In this, I'll create a HTML file. So notepad, HTML body bg color equals to v, center h1, sorry, br, after adding the break, welcome to Docker application. H1 tag is closed, body tag is closed, or center tag is closed, then the body tag, then the HTML tag. So I will save it as what? Index.html. the G drive, doctor application. Doctor application will have user. In that user templates, I'm saying it as index.html itself. It got saved, right?
Why we are saving under user, not under doctor application?
No, user is app.
Okay.
User is the application what we are creating, right? In that we have created the templates. But if you want to create outside, also you can create the templates folder. It's up to us, not only in user. You can have the templates folder here outside the user module also. Here also you can create a template folder. It's up to us where you want to create. Just the directory, don't mention the user. If you create outside, just remove this thing. It will be sufficient. So in the base directory only, the templates folder is there, you can say. Okay? So try those things, you'll understand. Next, I needed to write a views now. So I'm writing a def. Home is the function name I'm giving. So it takes the request. And the request returns a render. Now a render is used. A render is nothing but it takes the request and goes to a particular file, whatever the file I'm mentioning, home.html. I want to redirect it to the home.html. So render will go from this views.py to the home.html, and home.html it will execute. But I've written a new function. In the urls.py we have to specify, right? What I'll do, I'll remove this path. If you want, you can have this comment also. Then path equals to or Python, sorry, path directly. In single quotes, I'm not giving anything. So what will happen? This will be the page which will get executed first. Views.home. So what happens when I open this browser? If I'm execute 80000, instead of executing this, it will execute the page directly, because the default file, if I don't specify anything, it takes it as a default file. So views.home will be executed. So let's say run this thing. So it's got executed, right? There is a problem in this return render. What was the problem? Template does not exist. Home.html. Sorry, I need to write the index.html, right?
Yeah, that's what I also thought.
Index.html is a file name. I'm trying to write the home.html. That's the reason it's saying home.html does not exist. Okay. Spelling mistakes, the thing which we do mostly. Like, we think that it's home, but it's not home, it's index, right? Right. So we got this application now. It got created, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a welcome to doctor application. Next. So we have created templates, and the templates information is kept there inside the particular settings.py. And now we can write the URLs in different way also. Like suppose uh, I have this doctor application user, right? What I'll do, go to this, take this URLs, entire file I'm taking actually, and copy it inside the URLs of user. Open this part, okay? I don't require this thing, shall remove it. It's not user import, it's dot, because it's in the same directory we have the use, right? So what I'm trying to do in the user, I'm trying to create a urls.py file, and this py file will include inside the main URLs. Okay, like say save this thing. So I created a urls.py inside the user. You can see this is user, and we have one more urls.py inside the doctor application. So I don't want all these things. So I'll comment it, not removing it. Don't remove any code, just comment those things every time. So after commenting, what I have to do, I need to include that URLs, right? So I write path, and after writing the path, I'll just specify include. So where this include can be found? We need to have this include, right? So in the URLs, after inputting the path, we have one more thing known as include also. So what we are including in the user, I have a URLs file. So I'll just say URLs. Okay. So in the users, I have a URLs file. I'll include it directly. That's it, right? So the remaining three are commented, and only this particular thing is being executed by using this include. We have import the include also. Save this thing. Take this part now. So it's getting executed. If you want to check properly, close this application, run it again. It will check the performance and all. Run this thing, it got executed. And if you want to have one more thing known as flash display. Hello students, welcome to Django classes.
So you have commented this one, right? Display.
That's the main URL. I have written this thing in the user URL sites.
Oh, okay, okay.
Just those things I have got it here, and from here I'm just trying to include it.
Okay.
Because I have user, I have patient, I have doctor, I have admin, lot of modules will be there. All the things will have URLs, right?
Yeah.
So I can include them directly separately if you want. So which URL specifies to which particular module, you'll understand clearly. Okay. So in this way also we can import that particular thing, include that URLs. Now, every time it's taking 8000 as a port number, right? But I don't want to take the 8000 as port number. Run server 555. So now it changed it to 555, right? Previously it was 8000, but now it changed it to 555. Now if I run this thing, it's getting error, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now if I run this with 555, it's getting executed. Why 555 now? Because I changed the server port number. So if you have multiple applications and you want to execute the multiple applications, then by changing the port number you can execute. Okay. So default port number of Django development is what? 8000. And whenever you want, you can change that particular port number. And whatever the request is there, we are sending with this 555 port number itself. Is this thing clear? Any doubts?
Yes. No.
Yeah.
So I hope we'll stop here because again the new concept means we need to have time. So you do all those things and send me. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Any doubts in today's session? Just we created a views inside that whatever the functions you are writing, we are including that in the URLs. URLs two ways we can have, and whatever the apps we are creating, we are writing inside the settings.py. Whatever the templates we are creating, we are writing inside the
Templates.
settings.py. In the directory we are specifying it, right?
Yes.
Okay then. So that's it for today. We'll meet tomorrow.